All right, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So this has been a very productive weekend after taking a little bit of time off. It's been still been rough with work and personal life stuff, but feeling way more refreshed. So catching up on some content this weekend. So yesterday caught up with Kaiju number 8, last week's chapter of Akane, a couple of chapters of the new series Goku Rakugai, which I have been thirsting after. So if you want to go get a gander at that, to see what that series has been hitting like. That's just been up on the channel yesterday. So today we're catching up with the newest chapter of Akane along with Spy Family, which we're going to record here in a second, as well as more Goku Rakugai and potentially some more Yona, depending on how I feel. So if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to the channel. A lot of great content has been coming out this weekend, and there should be a lot more coming out in the next little while as well. So there's a lot to look forward to. And if you enjoy these videos, please do consider like, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. It really helps me out a lot, helps me promote these videos with YouTube's algorithm, which really does mean a lot to me as a creator to see that, people do like and enjoy my videos. Gives me the motivation to keep going. So if you'd like to help me out with that, that would be greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's get into it with Spy Family Mission 76. It's been so long since the last chapter, so I'm really looking forward to this. Hopefully we got some good stuff going on. We got Spy Family Mission 76 by Tetsuya Endo, with translation by Casey Lowe and lettering by John Bay now. So it looks like John took over from Rina, I believe, was the one that used to letter this. But yeah, it looks like there's been a change in that. So we have... back at the Forger house, you have a Starlight, it's Starlight, Anya. You have Anya just happily kind of singing away as they're having breakfast. And yours like, make sure you finish all your green peppers, Anya. She's riding the high from the hostage situation. And she's like, Starlight, Anya doesn't have to eat anything she doesn't want to. And Lloyd's like, since when? Just eat them. He's like, we're proud that you've earned the Stella Star, but it wasn't for the reckless way you defied those violent criminals, okay? And yours like, that's right, that was incredibly dangerous. And Anya's like, Mr. Henderson said the same thing. And Lloyd's like, they said you were demanding food from your captors. And she's like, I was hungry. And poor yours like, I'm so sorry, my breakfast that morning must have been lacking in nutrition. It's all my fault. And you see Lloyd getting dressed, going, you have school today. Finish up and get dressed and I'll drive you. And she's like, okie dokie. And Lloyd's thinking, even if she seems fine, what she endured must have been unimaginably traumatic. We'll need to treat her with patience and care. Oh, God, I really miss my daughter. I missed her so much. Oh, God, I love her so much. Oh, God, you see her singing as she's always driving her with Papa's car is real old and shabby, smaller than a bus and way more crampy. Becky's car is spacious and shiny. And Lloyd's just unimpressed, like, quiet down. It's like, I'm on a wise budget here. He's like, or maybe she isn't traumatized at all, somehow. And she's like, the other day, Mom and I got to ride in a police car. It was super fast and fun. He's like, is that right? The police took you home? He's like, I'm really sorry I couldn't make it there to pick you up. And she's like, it's fine. I know you were there. And then she's looking out the window. She sees, like, a little family walking nearby with their kid. And he's like, hey, Papa? He's like, yes? He's like, do the families that come to pick up their kids love them more? He's like, huh? Well, I suppose you could say that. Given the situation, and I imagine most everyone did. So why would you ask that? And then she thinks back to poor Damian going, there's no point cozying up to me. I barely even have a relationship with my parents. And as his mother, as Matilda came with, oh, Damian, my sweet little boy, He's like, Mother, you came here for me? And she thinks back to like the weird like dual thoughts she was having about like, how he disgusts me, I care about you so much. And she's thinking to herself, Scion Boy's family seemed really weird. And Lloyd's just watching her, trying to like glean what she's thinking, being like, does she resent me because I didn't come to pick her up? That must be it. Who knows how many days she spent at that orphanage watching parents come for other kids. It could be a source of deep trauma for her. It's like, if I can't help her through this, it could become an obstacle to my mission. But how? And he's just like gripping down on his steering wheel as he's like getting all stressed about this. She's like, Papa, I feel like I could really go for some cake today. He's like, oh yeah? Well, let's pick some up when you get home from school. The best cake we can find. I love Anya. Oh, she's manipulating the situation to her benefit. Oh, you go, baby girl. Get that bag. And she's just like, yay! And you see back at the academy with a ring. Henderson's like, good morning, Mr. Tutor in residence. Have you recovered from our ordeal? He's like, I think so, sir. I do sometimes get flashbacks and start shaking, though. Oh, God, Henderson's like, I could introduce you to an excellent psychiatrist if you like, as he's thinking about Lloyd. He's like, thank you, but it's the kids we should be focusing on, not me. He's like, of course, but we can't neglect our own mental health if we hope to support them. He's like, speaking of which, I understand the parents' briefing didn't go so well yesterday. And Henderson's like, with the secret police in attendance, it was hardly an environment in which people felt comfortable speaking freely. Of course, the parents and children have every right to be anxious and angry. It is our duty as the faculty to support the students through this. He's like, you're right about that. And you see a scree as Damian's getting dropped off. And his butler chauffeur is like, have a good day at school, Master Desmond. And you have his two flunkies going, good morning to you, boss man. He's like, hey, it feels so strange being driven to school like this, doesn't it? It's like, did you have a good time with your family? It's been a while, right? He's like, huh? It's like, oh. And you see, poor baby boy, sitting at this long dinner table all by himself. As you go, oh my God, come on. This butler really named Jeeves? Come on. It's like, hey, Jeeves, isn't Mother coming? And he's like, your mother has returned to her own residence. Huh, interesting. So, I know a lot of people are speculating that there might be, in the comments for last video, were speculating that there might be marital problems between Matilda and Donovan. So this looks like this might fuel those rumors if they're living in their own separate houses. We'll talk about that at the end. And he's like, she did, huh? And Jeeves is like, it's not my place to say this, sir, so consider this as me talking to myself. But your mother cooked every dish herself. And you see as he looks like at the spread of like all these like meat pies and like lasagna things and like bread on the table, he's like, I see. And he has like a little smirk. It's like, well, it's like usual, I guess. It's like, that's good to hear. And you have, can't believe we got to get back to strict dorm life already. And you hear, see one of the other classmates going, good morning, Damian. He's like, huh? Oh, morning. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you replied to me. It's like, they're from Walled Hall, right? It's like, ooh. It's like, Damian, you're like the savior of Sicily and Walled Halls now. Oh my God. Oh, the kids are trying to suck up to all the people that got the Stella stars. You're like, eep, it's her, it's Becky. Good morning, Becky. And she's like, huh? What's going on here? It's like, good morning. It's like, oh my gosh, Becky, your SOS plan saved us all. It's like, yeah, well, I guess that is kind of true. And you have it, oh, it's like, look, it's Anya the hero. And both Becky and Damian are like, hero? It's like, Anya the hero, you were so cool the way you stood up to those bad guys. And she started to pretend to be modest, like, no, you're to refer to me. She's not even being modest, never mind. He's like, no. You're supposed to refer to me as double Starlight Anya now. They're like, you're the coolest double Starlight Anya. It's like, don't you forget it. And you see some of the other kids going, good morning, Forager. He's like, hey. It's like, good morning, Anya. It's like, sorry for all that stuff I said about you. It's like, weren't you scared of the bomb? How'd you convince that guy to let us go? Let's go walk into your class, Miss Forager. Oh, I love this. And you just see her smirking as like these people are just like all fawning over her. And she's like, the era of Anya has begun. Yeah. It's like, my, whatever shall I do? I'm so popular. I'll have 100 friends. This chapter is going to end with her doing something incredibly stupid to lose all her popularity, isn't it? It's like, that just might be enough friends to conquer the world. Damien's like, look at her wallowing in it like pig in slop. Becky's like, oh, getting jealous, are we? He's like, who, me? He's like, now that everyone sees how charming she is, are you getting worried one of them will take her from you? And poor Damian just has like a little shiver. He's like, then you see a little crow like ominously flapping in the background. He's like, you really are the coolest. Like, oh my god. And as he notices this is good. And as he sees a little speech bubble of shiver, he just smacks it out of the air. He's like, no, I did not shiver at that thought. I couldn't care less about that runt. It's like, she didn't even convince anyone to do anything. She was just a greedy peasant pleading for a free meal. It's like, who knows why they surrendered after that? And Anya reading his mind, just like gasping nearby. And then people are like, is that true? Are you really a peasant? Are you really a peasant? It's like, that's incredible. How did a commoner get into Eden? It's like, no wonder she was able to stand up to the baddies. Peasants are brash like that. It's like, if I became a peasant, could I be super tough like you, Anya? It's like, teach us all the secrets of the lower class. What do common people eat, like for breakfast? God, this is good. And you see her thinking back to yours terrible cooking with your special breakfast is ready. And she's like, there was a burned black thing and some prickly salt thing. It's like, it's always stuff like that. The kids are like, whoa, commoners must have stomachs of steel if they eat that every day. It's like, yeah, that'd toughen up anyone real fast. He's like, oof, can you imagine being so poor your parents cook for you? It's like, how pathetic, right, boss man? And Damien's like, I don't know. I don't see anything so wrong about that. It's like, the meal mom cooked for me was great. It's like, what? Wow, boss man, you've really gone sweet on her lately. It's like, I'm not sweet. I'm spicy. Super spicy. There are so many great lines from this. And she thinks back to Damian just like prostrating himself in front of his mother, being like, wow, please don't tell daddy I cried. And it just imagines Matilda being, ew, that's cute and all, but I hate weak and weepy kids. It's like, I bet if we all act like Anya, we could get super tough too. It's like, yeah, let's all become peasants. It's like, but I want to be strong too. Oh, God, I love Anya's imagination world. It's like, hi, Anya, I've come to your house to study how commoners live, and I bought my dad. And you see Donovan being like, please take good care of my scion. She's like, It's like, my one mistake in the Plan B friendship scheme was how hard I pushed to get into Scion Boy's house. What I should have done is invite him to my house. In a way, it would have been the reverse of Plan B. One might therefore call it the B plan. And the kids are asking her more questions like, doesn't it scare you to eat that? She's like, hey, I simply accept the possibility of death every day. It's like, if Scion Boy wants to be strong, I'll impress him with the strength of my family. It's like, wow, Forger, that's pretty intense. She's like, my family's daily training regimen makes me so strong that I don't need to cry. She's like looking at Damian, trying to gauge his reactions. Like, that's so cool. It's like, you liar, you were bawling back there. So it's like, so what else did you do? Like, what other weird things are normal for you? He's like, well, my pop was always heartlessly forcing me to study. She thinks back to, did you do your homework? He's like, I mean, my dad does that too, though. I was like, yeah, that's normal. She's like, It's like, well, also when we shop at the supermarket, they make me carry all the heavy stuff. And it turns out that she's just like, I'll hold the candy. And Lloyd's like, fine, but don't eat it before we pay. It's like, wow, that would really build your physical strength. I can't get over the fact your family does its own grocery shopping. It's like, oh, and also my toothbrush weighs about 100 kilos. Like, no way. And our bathwater is always 100 degrees. What? And every day I have to battle a giant white monster. Just thinking of Bond just leaping on her. It's like, there are monsters in your house? And Becky's like, oh no, Anya's gotten carried away with the attention and started embellishing her stories. I don't want them to call her a liar again. And Becky's trying to help her out, be like, I think the real secret to Anya's strength is the training she gets from her mother. Her mother's really super strong. She's trained me too. And Anya's like, eh? It's like, ooh. It's like, so peasant mothers are physically strong? You know, Anya's just getting mad. It's like, is Becky trying to divert my popularity to Mama? Has she been an enemy spy all along trying to interfere with my friendship scheme? Yeah, if we go play at your house, can we get trained by your mother too? And it's like, no, she won't teach you anything. Even if you come to my house, you won't get strong at all. And yeah, losing sight of her own goal out of jealousy. It's like, oh, why not? Come on. It's like, it's just that Mama broke her neck bone the other day and has to rest for a while. It's like, she broke her neck? It's like, peasant moms are tough. Is she okay? And Anya's like, I'll train you in her place. Like, you punch like this. She's like, eh. He's like this? I'm learning a lot from you, Forger. Like, give it up already. You look like a bunch of idiots. Try to be friends with that girl and you're just going to disgrace your family. It's like, yeah, that's right. And Becky's like, oh, not Becky. Anya's like, now Scion Boy's the one trying to stop me from being popular. And Becky's like, well, you're not wrong about that. He's jealous. You're saying now, but don't include me. And she's like, I hate you, Scion Boy. You're a big, mean jerk. Yeah, has completely lost sight. It's like, oh, you hate me? Well, I hate you. You're a big, dumb, stubby-legged uggo runt. A meal-grubbing she-beast. Your mom's a gorilla and your dad's a fraud. Like, brutal stuff, boss man. Your trash-talking skills have gotten even better. And then he starts tearing up. He's like, but I don't have stubby legs. It's like, look, Damian made Forger cry. It's like, the peasant lost. I guess Damian really is stronger. It's like the Desmond family's way more hardcore. Then he just starts openly bawling. He's like, but I'm supposed to be the strong one. I only wanted to conquer the world. And Becky's like, Anya, what are you saying? Just try to calm down. And you just have her just bawling her eyes out. And Damien's just like, hey, she's just flustered. It's like, you did it, boss man. You totally dominated. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. Look, I'll bring you some candy to make up for it, all right? Just don't cry, okay? It's like, boss man, did you just apologize? And he just gets all faced, red face, like, no, it's not like that. That's the bell. We gotta get to class. It's like, but you did. It's like, shut up, all right? I told you it's not like that. It's like, properly apologizing makes me the stronger man, all right? So I totally just won that. And they're like, oh, that makes sense. And Anya's like, but I didn't lose. She's like, huh? It's like, I'm still stronger than you. It's like, in what universe? You were in tears. It's like, I didn't cry. It's like, you're the one who cried when your mom picked you up. It's like, shut up, you idiot. You're crying so hard you're covered with snot. It's like, I was not, and I'm too cute to have snot. It's like, now I'm ticked off. And you have, as they're just still bickering and the school bell rings, you have, and so they were both late to class like good friends. Oh, all right. Not a lot going on in this chapter, but it was very, very good with the comedy stuff. As expected, like, as soon as Anya gets even, like, a little bit of an ego boost, she immediately just abuses the hell out of it. Abuses the hell out of it until she loses all the goodwill she built up. So I love how she's just like, she's just on top in her own little world, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm the greatest, I'm the best, I diffused the situation so good, oh yeah, look at me. So I really love how her ego is just kind of like running rampant as like everyone just like lavishing attention on her for like how cool and everything she was in the hostage situation. I love we got a little bit more information regarding Matilda and Donovan, like the home situation, but I wish we could have gotten a little bit more of exploration of that. Like I would have liked to have seen at least the drive back with her and with Damian, like hopefully developing a little bit of that. But I guess we're gonna see like bits and pieces of it hopefully in the next little while. Apart from that, not super a lot to say in this chapter. I love the fact that Anya just like over exaggerating everything to try and win more friends, and of course it ridiculously backfires on her because she's still a little kid. Of course she doesn't have like the foresight to know, like, when how much is too much. So I really loved that aspect of it. That was very well in character. My favorite parts are still the ones where she does like the little imagination, and she has Damian just looking like super derpy with like this one huge nostril, like one mini one, like these eyes that just don't look eyes that are like glancing off in different directions. Always amusing. But yeah, hopefully we're gonna get into the next arc with the next chapter. We'll hopefully start to see a little bit more development with regards to Lloyd's plan, because I feel like it's been a while since we've seen kind of any real development on that end. So hopefully the next chapter will deal with that. Apart from that, enjoyable chapter. Good to have Spy Family back. So yeah. So like I mentioned at the beginning, if you haven't already, please do consider like, commenting, subscribing, all that good stuff. Especially if you enjoyed this video, that would mean a lot to me. But yeah, also like I mentioned, a lot of good content coming out your way this weekend, so a lot to look forward to. And until next time, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.